What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another album review. Today, if you haven't already read the title, which I'm pretty sure you did, we are going to be doing Don Toliver Octane. This is Don Toliver's fifth studio album released January 30th, 2026 under Don Way and Co. and Cactus Jack and Atlantic Records. And ironically, this is the first time I've ever done an album review on Don Toliver. Now, I've listened to his past projects, so I have a good idea what I'm getting into. But this is the first album review I ever done of Don Toliver's, and I'm way overdue because this came out literally months ago. But I'm ready to give y'all a good review on what I think about this album, so let's get straight into it. First song we got is E85. I thought as far as an intro song, it definitely was very fitting. It gave you really different sounds, and I'll explain it right now. As far as production, it definitely gave you kind of that guitar sound, but it gave you a really good trap beat sound to it. It was very like explosive. It was very like in your face, and it just it gets you like energized. It's like a good, like maybe I would say workout song. Like I feel like this is something you could work out to and get an extra rep in or just go crazy for. Now, as far as I don't know if I would call it rap performance or singing performance because he kind of does a little bit of both, but I feel like his performance was very well put together. I think he matched the energy of the production in general. I feel like his flow was very well put together. He did well. Like I feel like for an intro song, it's definitely one of his better intro songs to start off with within every other album he's ever done. So definitely, I feel like a really good start to the album. It makes me want to get into the next song right away. So pretty good. Next song we got on here is Body. I don't hate the song, but I also like don't like it neither. And I don't know, it's like a little iffy for me. I feel like when we get into production, it's it's kind of different. Like in a way, it's very like creative, where he's adding like that sample in the background, and then he's adding kind of these weird like ongoing sounds, and the beat type I feel like is decent, but I'm just like not really connected with the production. But I can appreciate the creativity he was able to give within the production. But I'm just like, I don't know, it just I can't really vibe with it. So it's kind of like a struggle. And then when it comes to his performance, I feel like the hook was very, very good. I honestly could see that being a trend. The rest of his performance, I feel like was okay. Like, there's nothing really special that he did that was like very impressive, but I feel like he was able to again keep up with the production, have a decent flow throughout the song. But again, it's not really the kind of song I'm looking forward to listening to. It's just I don't know how. Basically, what I'm saying, I don't know how you could listen to the song in a certain aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you listen to it in the car? Do you listen to it on your headphones? Do you play it at a barbecue? Like, it's just that kind of song that I'm kind of like, I just don't know what this song is really fitted for. So, um, at best, it could be a mid song for me. Now, what your friend Next song we got is Rendo Vos featuring Yee. Honestly, probably the most like surprising song on this album, and I only say that because you're pairing two guys that maybe isn't really focused on lyrical performance, but they wind up making a good quality song, and I'll explain why. I feel like the production was definitely very like good. I could connect with it a lot more. The beat type was really good. It had a good like sound to it overall. Like I really enjoyed everything in the background and just how they made it more versatile within the production. And then when we get into the rap performance, I was very impressed with Yeet. Yeet's rapping performance was actually very well. He had a good melody going on, and then obviously Don Toliver blending in with him, I thought was a really good collab wise. Never knew that they could work so well together, and I feel like this is a prime example of them working very well together. And honestly, I'm surprised this isn't one of the more popular songs on the album. I just feel like it's very well done. It's something you could vibe to. It's something everybody else could connect to, and I would argue one of the more underrated songs. So something I could probably go back to every now and then.
How am I supposed to let you go? How am I supposed to let you walk away? How am I supposed?
Next song we got on here is Secondhand featuring Rima. Hopefully, I don't Rima. That's the name. I thought this song was pretty unique. I thought the sound of the production, first off, it sounded very nostalgic. It sounded like I've heard that kind of production before, maybe like on a Drake song or something. I don't know. It just sounded very like familiar, but I feel like the production was very well put together. The beat type at a fast pace was very fitting, and overall, just the sound was definitely really cool. It kind of gave you that reggae kind of sound, but at a very fast pace. And then when we get into performances by Don Toliver and Rima, hopefully I'm saying his name right. Rima's performance was very well put together. He can actually rap very well. I was very impressed with his wordplay overall and how there were certain aspects of him saying things that you clearly could understand. So I think his performance and feature is very underrated within this album. And obviously Don Toliver's, I'm trying to talk all fast. Obviously Don Toliver's performance was definitely well put together too. His sound overall was definitely really good. And can't really say this is an underrated song because it got a good amount of plays. So definitely one of the better songs within the album. Next song we got on here is Tiramisu. Obviously this is more of a sex song in the bed kind of song. I think it gave that energy right off the bat with the production. The production definitely gives you that slow jam with a good beat type, and it's just very just in the bedroom kind of sound. Like you feel it right away. And then when we get into the performance, I feel like his performance was okay. Like it wasn't nothing to really bounce off of. Like he rapped at a slow pace because the production was slow. Um, Obviously him explaining it's sweet like tiramisu. If y'all know what tiramisu is, it's basically this coffee cake kind of thing. I've never tried it before, but I don't know. It's just like a song for me, I'm just not really messing with. Maybe for the females, they might mess with this song a lot more than I would, but if I'm being honest, I would pass on this song. Like it's not I don't look for in the bedroom kind of songs like that. And I feel like if you're ever with a female, they'll usually turn on them type of music. Usually the men don't do that unless I'm just been hiding under a rock or something.
Let's go beat rock, iced out G-Shock, nigga rip sheet rock, just staying under. Let's go heat hot.
Next song we got on here is ATM. I think this song was interesting. The production was definitely better than I thought. I actually enjoyed the production quite a bit. It had like a really good sound, really good beat type. It just had some uniqueness to it. Like it was definitely different from a lot of other productions I've heard throughout, his catalog. So I would say yeah, I enjoyed the production quite a bit. Performance wise, I think he definitely wanted to give us something a little different, and it was more like I don't know, it was more like I don't know how to explain it. It's like he didn't care kind of vibe to it. Not like he didn't care about the song, but like, he was just kind of like low key, like, I'll just give them something simple, whatever. But I feel like it was okay. I can appreciate him trying to give us something different, but like I'm not like the craziest over his performance wise. It was just okay. I feel like the hook was okay. Everything was just okay besides the production actually being pretty good. So overall, I feel like the production might have overpowered whatever he was saying. Next song we got on here is "A Long Way to Calabasas." I feel like this song was not really that great to me. The production was very good. It definitely gave you that melodic kind of on the beach kind of vibe to it. It was very like slow paced, but you could like vibe with it really. But the thing that ruined it for me was obviously Don Toliver's performance. Very bad sound. His melodies were horrible. It sounded like his voice was cracking. It just didn't sound good at all. He just had like such a off-putting voice where you go high pitch and then go low, and it didn't make sense to me, and it low-key ruined the song. Like this could have been a hit, and he kind of messed it up with his singing performance. So um, just for that reason, I'd probably pass on this song. Very disappointing because I, right off the rip, the production was very good, and he just ruined it with his performance. So, yeah, just a pass for me.
Got me in here fantasizing. Busy out of there.
Next song we got on here is "Rosary" featuring Travis Scott. I feel like when it comes to collabs that work together very well, I can honestly mention Travis Scott and Don Toliver. They know how to make the right music because they have similar beat types. It just makes so much sense for them to make a song together anytime they drop an album at some point. Now, when we get into the production is definitely very well put together. I like just the guitar sound in the background, kind of the sampling of the girl, like kind of having her singing in the background. I think it's just very cool and a chill kind of production, and it's very fitting for Travis and Don Toliver, really. And then when I mentioned their performance, performance wise was definitely well put together. Like I said, they collab very well. The sound of Travis Scott rapping performance was really good. He rapped at somewhat of a fast pace, and Don Toliver was able to just match his energy, and it worked. It really did work. But surprisingly, this song doesn't have very many plays, so I guess I could argue it's one of the more underrated songs within the album. It's just a little shocking because Travis Scott's on here, and I would think he would get good representation within this song, but um, honestly, a pretty good song overall.
Oh, you a bit mad at me. I ain't tripping, girl. It's all up.
Next song we got on here is hold on, sorry, "All the Signs" featuring Tizo Touchdown. I thought this song was different in a way because I feel like the production was very like it was very like different. Like I know I keep saying different, but like it just sounded like crazy in a way. Like it sounded like a skipping ongoing like thing in the background. I can't even really like explain it. Y'all would have to really listen to it to know what I'm talking about. But like it was just it was just kind of like I don't know, like I just couldn't connect with it as much as I wanted to. I feel like performance wise though, Don Toliver was just again okay on this song. Nothing really special that he did that really impressed me. But I do say Tizo Touchdown definitely gave me something very different. It was a rap performance I wasn't expecting, and it's also a rap performance I feel like gave me kind of memory. If y'all remember like Pretty Ricky, it was one of those dudes in a group that he kind of sounded like, and it was crazy. I'm like, dang, like, why does he sounds just like one of them dudes from Pretty Ricky? But I think Tizo's touchdowns verse was honestly pretty well put together, but I just feel like the song as a whole I don't really care for necessarily. It's just, to me it's one of those songs where it's like, okay, if I hear it I'll listen to it, but I'm not really paying attention to it. So yeah, just one of those mid songs that it's just okay. Next song we got on here is Callback. I feel like this song was okay. I feel like the production was, I think, pretty well put together. It's more of a slow pace, one big bass beat to it that I feel like can go with it a little bit. The production isn't really that special. I mean, you hear the pianos in the background, but like it's nothing too crazy compared to the production I've heard before this song. So like, to fair enough, it's okay. And then I feel like his performance was again different, but like not nothing crazy to me. I just feel like it's hard for somebody that uses kind of that auto tune to really give you something totally different in a way, and that's where I feel like he's kind of stuck in a way. Like, yes, he's giving us a different flow within each track, but I just don't feel like it sounds that much different. Like, I don't know. It just, his performance was very boring on here. I feel like the production also overtook his performance again. So, I mean, at best, this song is okay as well.
In a strip club, got a wind up with a head tied to the back.
Next song we got on here is Tuition. I feel like this song, I kind of liked it a little bit. And I'll explain why real quick. I feel like the production was definitely, I mess with it a little bit. I really do. I like how he has that weary kind of sound in the background. I really wish it had a really good beat type. There really was no beat type to this song necessarily. Like, there was no beat drop or different ways to, there was no drums, like there was nothing like that. But I feel like the weary sound kind of gave you that, like, okay, he's gonna tell somewhat of a story. And I feel like his performance, I think, was solid on here. He was obviously talking about certain subjects of what a tuition is to him. It can vary for a lot of people because, a lot of women nowadays want money for dang near anything. And I'm not saying all women, just some women want money for little things. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, just get outside. Like, you'll know what they want money for. But I feel like subjectively, I feel like this song is fair. It's not a song I would listen to all the time, respectfully, but I do feel like the sound is very unique of the production. And I don't know, it's just something about the production that just gives you kind of that nostalgic feel. So I definitely like it for that reason. Next song we got on here is K9 featuring Saab Baby. I think that's his name, Saab Baby. I feel like this song was cool. It was cool. It was fair. The production wise kind of felt like it was like outdated in a way. Like, I don't know how to really put it. The beat type wasn't really there. The sound overall was like, it kind of sounded like it was off of maybe a video game ish, like an older video game, but I couldn't really connect with it like that. It was just okay production at the end of the day. When it comes to performance, sorry about that. When it comes to performance, I feel like the performance is fair. Like, it's not nothing to go crazy for, but it's not nothing to like bash at, because I feel like this is kind of a low key like throw in song in a way where it's like he didn't really have to put this song in here, but I feel like it's just one of those songs that's just okay. Like I don't really care to listen to it again if I'm being honest. So that's all I can say about it.
I'm the type to go and lean on, take on.
Next song we got on here is Excavitator. I feel like this song was definitely a nice little vibe to it. I definitely enjoyed the production side. It definitely gave you again that kind of weary, ongoing sound, but it had a really good hard beat type. The bass was kicking. The production overall was just really good. I definitely enjoyed it. And then I feel like Don Toliver's performance was definitely well put together. I feel like he was able to vibe with it. I feel like he was able to stay on pace with the production, and he was just flowing through it throughout the whole track and didn't really miss a beat. So I definitely enjoyed this song. I think it's one of the better songs within the album. Underrated. I mean, I feel like in the next couple months it really ain't gonna be that underrated, but I do feel like it deserves a little more attention compared to a lot of other songs that maybe got more attention than this one.
Why would I play when I know the shit? Why would I play when I know the shit stop? Tell the DJ go run that. Tell the DJ go run that. I got you.
Next song we got on here is Gemstone. And I feel like this song is just, it's too all over the place that I can't even like really focus on either production or his performance, and I'll tell y'all why. First off, when we get into the production, it's so chaotic. It's so like, it sounds like fighting music, and there's just so much going on with the production that's just like so weird. The beat type is so offbeat with the sound of the background. It does not fit at all, and I just I couldn't even, I don't know, I just don't like it. Let's just put it like that. And then when it comes to Don Toliver's performance, you could barely hear the man. I'm not even gonna lie, like the production is so overpowering that nothing he's saying is really gonna click like at all. So I really can't even like judge this song fairly. So I would honestly pass on this song too. Like I just can't like find the focus within this song, cuz usually when I'm listening to a song, it's either the production is going to be really good or the lyrics and performance is going to be good by the rapper, and for this one it's neither. I don't know what to focus on. So definitely a pass for me.
Why you got something against me? Popping that XYZ. Cars outside on fleek. Let when she act like free.
Next song we got on here is Opposite. Now, if y'all kind of read the lines, this is the opposite of Gemstones. If y'all kind of catch the drift of that, this is the opposite song of Gemstones. So it's kind of a reverse in a way, and I think that's pretty unique how he did that. I'm not even gonna lie. But when we get into the production is better than the previous song. It gives you kind of that dark sound, and just you kind of sound like you're outer space in a way with this kind of song. But I mean, it's like the production is fine, but like I'm not like the craziest over it. I feel like the bass in the background is very unique, but it's like okay. Like I'm really not crazy over the production at all. Then when it comes to the rap performance, I think his performance was again okay. Like it's not again nothing crazy. I feel like he tried to match the production a little too much, and I feel like it just kind of it didn't really like ring to me as like dang, his performance was so good that it was better than the production even, and it didn't give me that. So yeah, I mean, again, another okay song. It's better than the previous, but like how much better? I don't think by that much. Next song we got on here is TMU. I thought this song was honestly really good. It definitely gives me that really cool vibes, and I'll explain why. I feel like the production side, was really good. I like the sampling he added in the background where he just gave you kind of that like slow dancing kind of party song kind of vibe to it. It's just something that is nostalgic. I don't know, like it brings me back to a certain amount of time when I was a kid, and I remember just hearing a similar sound to this. Maybe this is off of a video game that I recognize, or maybe a movie, but it just sounds very familiar, and I kind of like it that way. And then I feel like when it comes to Don Toliver's performance, I feel like it was very well put together. He was vibing with the track, flowing with the track amazingly. I would argue this is one of the more underrated songs within the album because it just gives you that good like feel to it. Like it's just something about it that's like again nostalgic. I can't figure it out. I want to look at the comment section and think like where is this from, but I can definitely see myself going back and listening to this possibly. So definitely a pretty good song. Next song we got on here is Pleasures. Pleasures is mine. I don't know why I hesitated. This song was like I feel like this was just a throw-in song. I'm not even gonna lie, and I'll explain why. The production was like it was there most of the song, but then other times of the song it just wasn't there, and it was very inconsistent with the production. It was too many kind of beat switches, too many different sound switches going off, and it just made me like essentially like frustrated listening to the production because it was just like please stick to one part of the production and not like two, three, four. It just felt like all over the place to me. And then when we mentioned Don Toliver's performance, I'm really not that impressed. He barely said anything throughout this song. I think he was really just playing it cool. And when he did say stuff, it was kind of like quiet. Like it wasn't really like out there like his other previous songs. So I just feel like he kind of played around with this song. There wasn't nothing to gravitate towards or nothing important to hear. So this is just another song I'd probably like pass on. I'm not even gonna lie. This is really just one of those throw-in songs that he was just like, let's see how it works.
We've been drinking at the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow. She jumping my
And the last song we have on this album is Sweet Home. Now, at the end of the day, everybody loves a home sweet home, but I absolutely do not like this Sweet Home at all, and I'll explain why. First off, the production the production isn't necessarily bad, but it just gives you kind of that like ending of a freaking reality kids movie. Like I could picture this being the ending of like a high school musical, like the outro, and they're like ending off the movie and this song plays. Like it just it sounds like that essentially, which makes it kind of laughable. But yeah, the production was just like not bad, but it's not something I'm looking forward to. It's definitely not something I'm like crazy about. And then when we talk about the rap performance, I mean, I barely paid attention to the rap performance because there was just nothing there. Like he was just explaining things that had nothing to do with the sweet home at all. Like he was explaining like, gosh, I wish I could remember, but it was some crazy stuff, and I'm just like, what does this have to do with a sweet home? Like this is crazy. So for an outro song, this is probably like one of the worst outro songs I probably have heard in a while. Like the rest of the album, you could say was fairly good if you're a big fan of Don Toliver, and then once you get to this song, it's just like, oh wow, this is the last song of the album, really? So yeah, I'm passing on this song too, and confidently. All right, y'all, we are down to the five credentials of this album. If y'all don't know the five credentials, I'll put them right here. Hopefully it pops up and stays there. But these are the 5 credentials that I'm going to talk about. And obviously the first one we're going to start off with is production. I feel like the production was very much versatile. It gave it a lot of creativity. When it comes to production with Don Toliver, I expect nothing less. So I feel like 1 through 10, if I'm giving it an honest review, I would honestly give it a good like 8 out of 10. I feel like in terms of production, it was definitely well put together. I wouldn't say it's better than any other production of his previous albums, but I will say it's up there. Like I feel like a lot of rappers could go with this beat type and just go crazy on. So definitely an 8 out of 10 is definitely safe for production. Now we're moving on to features. I feel like the features were pretty solid. There were some names that I didn't recognize that had very good performances, and then there were some recognizable names like Tizo Touchdown, Travis Scott, and I think they all had very good performances. And if I'm being honest, most of the performances features wise did save him in a way, because a lot of the songs could have been mediocre. So I feel like if I'm giving the features a 1 through 10, um, you know what? I give it a solid 8 as well. I think the features definitely stood up tall, especially with the production. So 8 out of 10 is pretty good. Next we got is rap performance. I struggled with this throughout the whole album review because there were some good ups and then there were some bad downs. And I feel like for a long album, I wouldn't even say it was a long album. It was really like 50 minutes and the songs were short. But for a 20 plus song album to give us very much up and down rap performances were kind of like bad. And I would never judge Don Toliver on lyricism. I know he is not that type of rapper. I would never put that representation on him. But as far as singing performance or flows or word plays, he was too up and down for it to be very consistent and very good for a long portion of time. So if I had to give an honest 1 through 10, I'd give it like a 5. Like it was too inconsistent for me to really like vibe with it all the way through, especially when it ended it out on the outro song. Like that to me was just not that great. So 5 out of 10. Next thing we got is context. Was there really context throughout this album? Not really. There was no really point of time where he was staying on subject that much. No really crazy storytelling like that was fresh in my mind. I feel like when it comes to that, he's not that kind of rapper. He doesn't really give that storytelling aspect that he probably could give, because I feel like his performance, like his sound, overpowers any storytelling or any context he's willing to give. So it's kind of tough because I feel like that's like that with almost all of his albums, and I don't really want to give him that low of a score because I feel like that's not really his trait anyways. But I would honestly just give it a fair 5 out of 10. Like if I was really judging, if I was like one of these old dudes judging off of lyricism, it would probably be a 1. But I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10 because I just feel like that's the safe thing to do. And the last thing we have is album cover. The album cover is cool. Like it's not nothing crazy. He's in the black background. He is pretty much standing on a, I don't know what he's standing on. I don't know what it is, but it looks pretty basic to me. Like if I seen it in a vinyl store, it's like something to bypass because there isn't much there. So I'd probably give the album cover like a 2 out of 10. Like it's not nothing crazy. Like it's just there. Like I don't know. So yeah, I think a 2 out of 10 is is safe. All right, y'all. We are down to the final verdict of this whole album. from front to back, if I had to give it an honest 1 through 10 rating, I'd honestly give it like a solid 6 out of 10. The reason why I would give it a 6 out of 10, because I do feel like it lacks being very consistent throughout the album. Not only that, I feel like in a way it kind of makes me think he's running out of ideas in a way as well, because he's had this sound for almost a decade and he's been running with it and it's been working in his favor. But I just feel like, as far as an album, I'm just not really crazy about it. And I think the biggest thing is I see Don Toliver more as a feature artist than a solo artist that can make an album, which isn't a bad thing. I'm just letting y'all know that is not a bad thing to be a feature artist, because if you're a feature artist, that means you just making more money than you would making an album, or at least I would think. So he just gives me more of that like T-Pain kind of vibe where he can go on any song and just have a good hook or have a good just like background ad lib. Like he could be that kind of artist. But as far as listening to his albums, I'm really not that engaged on listening to his albums like that. Like I just, if I hear him on a feature, I know I'll be excited to listen to that more than listening to an album. But that's just my opinion. I know Don Tyler fans are probably like, bro, this is album of the year. I don't think so. I think a 6 out of 10 is really fair for this album. And I mean, it is what it is. But that will conclude today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, like, subscribe, and comment down below what other albums y'all want me to do. Also, click the link down in my description for all my social medias. But yeah, I'll catch y'all next time.